Hi, what's up, stoners? Welcome to the local band Smokeout.
Yo, what's up, world? It's John White from Yayo the Band, and you're watching Local Band Smokeout. Fuck, I don't even have a lighter.
All right, guys, what's up? Welcome to the local band Smokeout. I'm your host, is Higher Than Most BG, and I am honored to have the man himself, Mr. Jordan Blake, in the house. What's up, brother?
What's up, brother? How are you?
I am doing great. You can follow him at Jordan Blake 1986. But what other social media sites can people follow you at?
I have Instagram.
Is it the same?
Is that what you just said?
Yeah. Is it the same?
Oh, yeah.
The same thing at Jordan Blake 1986?
Yeah, it's Jordan Blake C's, I think.
Okay.
Like SDES.
Cool. So you're originally from Galt, California. Where is Galt, California? I just moved to California like 10 years ago, but I'm in Southern. I've never heard of Galt.
Yeah, it's Northern California. It's about 40 minutes south of Sacramento.
Okay, cool. Never been there, but I must make a visit someday. How's that? So you're actually in San Antonio currently, though, right?
Yeah.
Cool. And then working on any music projects right now, or I got a lot of questions for you, by the way.
Damn. All right. Yeah, I'm still doing Fight Team 86, which is like my synthwave project, and mainly just been working on other people's stuff. Since COVID happened, can't play shows or throw events or anything, so it's a lot of been trying to survive off the studio work.
So like features for other bands and stuff?
Yeah, and doing writing and whatnot.
Hell yeah. Any bands you're allowed to say yet, or maybe it's all surprises?
I don't know. I work with a lot of newer artists, younger artists that
Cool.
Haven't really gotten out there yet. So that's kind of like what I like to do is, try to point people in the right direction and give them some pointers. I mean, it's been I've been in the music industry for I think 15 years now, and
OG.
it's changed a lot. So I'm actually learning a lot from the younger generation, which is crazy.
OG vet in the scene world.
Yeah, I feel like a dad now. I'm like, all right, well, this is what you want to do, son.
Hell yeah. So I have like a range of questions for you, ranging from early in your career to some stuff in the middle to, do you smoke weed? This is a weed show. Do you smoke weed?
Do I smoke weed? Yes, I do.
Excellent.
When I quit touring with Watchout, There's Ghost, I worked at a Grove for like 2 or 3 years. My photographer at the time, his dad had opened a club while we were on the road. He saw the legalization, and it was simpler times actually than how it is now out there. I hear it's legal, but it's really hard to get your product into the stores and stuff.
Right.
And they got to get it lab tested and whatnot. So,
yeah. All that costs money.
Yeah. Texas is behind times when it comes to the marijuana.
Yeah.
They push CBD at 7-Elevens, but they don't sell THC anywhere. It's
a matter of time, but you guys got the good gun laws though.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait because I definitely don't get to smoke as much as I used to.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go, hey, Mister somebody for some weed and not know what I'm gonna get.
Right. Where'd he go?
Right.
So when you were formerly in Skylit, I read that something regarding your health is why you had to step away. But it didn't really say what it was though.
I got MRSA staph infection, which is like it's a form of staph infection, but it gets in your blood.
Yeah.
And so like blood lubricates your lungs, so you can breathe better or whatever. And the blood infection made ulcers. So I had like 11 ulcers that were supposed to be like $50 sizes.
Oh wow.
And that was I got hospitalized on the co-headliner with Skylit Drive and Dance Gavin Dance. I think I was in like Boise, Idaho when it happened. And so I was there. I was in and out. I was pretty much in the hospital for a month. And then I had a PICC line like through my arm that went to my heart for about a month. And then got back on the road and did one more tour. And then I kind of jumped the gun. I mean, I was young and I could see time just passing by, and your band, you don't stay relevant for very long. I mean, back then it was a little bit better than it is now, but I just didn't want to waste any time. But mentally and physically, it was very straining. Like, I don't think I even let the ulcers heal. And, you know, singing's is already pretty, you know, strenuous on your body, screaming and singing.
Right.
So wasn't able to, I guess, perform to the top to as good as I knew I should have been doing. And it was really kind of a mind fuck, because I was like, damn, I'm doing everything I need to do, but I'm not able to do what I was doing, which now I can sing songs and it's no problem. So I finally have like accepted that it was like sickness that was making it really hard and wanting me to go home, because I didn't want to hold my the band back, because, you know, I started it when I was, you know, me and a couple of the dudes that weren't even in it towards that point, but it was kind of like my baby, and I didn't want to like keep bringing it down with me when I knew that everything we had lined up, the singer would be stupid not to join. Right. So I think it was the smartest choice. I mean, they got to go on for a few years, for a good amount of time actually, and
that's really commendable. The way you say it, it's like really commendable, and I wish more people knew that story, because I asked a couple people, and a lot of people just didn't really know the whole story, and it's cool of you to recognize that it might take a little while for this to heal, and like you said, it was your baby, and you didn't want to bring it down. So that's kudos to you for giving them the okay.
Yeah,
I guess, you know what I mean?
I ducked and dodged the cameras and the interviews for I guess a decade, just because there's just so many mixed emotions and then different opinions going around, and I didn't want it to seem like it was anything that it wasn't. So I kind of just let the rumors flow and just let people think what they wanted. Because I mean, my second band had gotten signed, I think like a month or two after I had quit.
You're talking about Ghost, right?
Yeah, Watchout, there's Ghost.
Yeah.
So that was pretty soon afterwards. I moved to LA to record the album, and then I posted a song, and then I met with Rise Records like that weekend, and then made a couple friends in the studios while I was down there, and then all those bigger artists had taken us out for, I think we did 250 shows the year it came out, which is pretty cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah, going from having to leave tour every other month to like going straight, it was like I kind of had to prove that to myself, and then everyone that had invested in a Skylit Drive, and then that I was wanting to invest into my new project, because it's hard to sing. I mean, not in general, like recording records is fun and easy, but like, you know, the whole road aspect, it's like there's so many things that could get in the way of your health or your happiness, because it's a muscle. It has to work according to, you know, what you tell it to do. And
absolutely,
that was still another project. You know, I didn't really even heal for that. I kind of was like, you know what, I got to do this. I'm 20. I was 22, and I started touring when I was like 19. So it was like that. Those years went by so fast.
I bet, but great memories nonetheless for most of it.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. I mean, I was on a lot of, you know, anxiety pills and antidepressants and stuff that made, you know, a little bit of it a fog, but, you know, people had to deal with me, and I had to share a van space with them. So I had to do what I had to do to be semi-obtainable.
Yeah. What's up?
I guess I call it my Michael Jackson era. You know, they gave me my fedora, and I said, oh, okay, pop, and then went on stage, and then came and went to sleep, and then did it again.
Do it again. But I never got to see you guys when you were in either of those two bands. But I was in Florida at the time, and I know you were based out of California. But what would you say was your favorite memory of each of those two specific bands? Like one thing that comes to mind.
Skylit Drive would definitely be when we played with Glassjaw.
Oh hell yeah!
We played their first show back in years, and it was Saints and Sinners Festival.
That was Glassjaw's first show?
No, it was their first show back.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So they had taken a big hiatus, and since the whole time I was in Skylit, they didn't play shows, and then that was the first show they had done in a long time. I know the singer had Crohn's disease, if I'm not mistaken, and I know they had to take some time off, and so that was cool because that was one of the big, that was the first band I saw at Warped Tour when I was like 16, and became obsessed with them ever since then. And then when we started playing, I was like, man, I want to see what that band's up to. I was like, oh, they're not doing anything. And then it was from first to last. We toured with them, and that was the last tour I did with the Skylit Drive. That whole show was really cool. I got to meet Mitch from Suicide Silence, which is like a memory I hold on to.
I went to his tribute show in Pomona a while back at the
nice
tribute thing. But what about for Watchout There's Ghosts? What a favorite memory?
Definitely have to be touring in Japan.
Oh hell yeah!
That was a lot of fun. The guitar player I had at the time, DJ Blackard, had to pretty much hold my hand and take care of me the whole time. I was having kind of culture shock. He'd go out and try to find American things for me and be like, here's a banana. Like, here's an apple. Like, chill the fuck out, bro. Like, you're freaking out. Because the food, you eat so much food and you eat all the time. And then they smoke cigarettes inside, and you want to do it because you smoke cigarettes. So you start smoking and eating and realizing that's not kind of your thing. I don't know. It was a lot of eating. That's all I remember. A lot of eating and a lot of drinking.
I imagine I've always heard that like Asian crowds just eat up American music.
Yeah, well, a lot of them, from what I heard, is they don't really even tell their parents they're going to the shows. They kind of just go downtown, catch the bands they want to see, and then they get out.
Oh, wow.
I heard to be in a band in Japan, like of that style, you have to be really good. Like for your parents to be supportive of it. Like here in the States, you'll see a lot of parents at the shows, especially local shows. There, you didn't see it. The bands did everything themselves. It was like a completely different. For one, these kids men or kids, there's a mixture. They're so good at their instruments.
Yeah. And
a lot of them can sing in English like as good as you can, which is a trip because, you're over here like konnichiwa. Like, I know nothing else. They taught me to say psycho, and I guess that means cool, but it has to be like the tone that you use to say psycho. And so I kind of wasn't nailing it right, but everyone would know what I meant, and they'd be like, dude. That's it.
Yeah, dude.
But the crowds were cool. I know all of us were trying to get, a Japanese lady to take us out on the town. And you'd be like, oh, these girls are really into the band. And then you try to ask them if they would take you out. And they'd be like, nope.
Nah.
Like, I'm only here to see your band, and I'm out of here. You're like, what?
Then they got
confusing.
They got strict rules over there.
Oh, yeah.
Are you cool with me?
Cool.
I'm sorry. You go.
Oh, it's okay.
I was gonna say, are you cool with me playing some of your stuff in the background while we chat, like some music videos and stuff? Cool. Tell me about Cannibal Music Family real fast.
So that is something I've been trying to build for a minute. It's I guess it's more or less like an artist collective. I'm trying to, find artists who, want what, the post-hardcore thing, the emo thing, and just kind of trying to help them out. I guess a lot of solo artists who eventually, hopefully, will get bands. I'm not sure. Everyone has a different goal when they come and they ask me to help, but I pretty much just try to write their music or to the best of their requests, and kind of just be their friend and their mentor. And I use family because I kind of like having people that are close, and I wanted to try to build like a group of people who didn't necessarily have maybe not all their family members there, or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is, loners, emo kids, basically how I grew up.
I was an emo kid.
Yeah, so I want everyone that that fucks with Cannibal to kind of bring something different to the table, so that we could all benefit off each other, and so we won't have to go out to outsource. Basically, we can do everything at home.
That is
So
awesome.
it's not really anything other than just, you know, people that I'm trying to keep close, friends, and
You're like a superpower for someone that they just touch you and then bam, they got the superpower because you can
yeah,
you could
that
fix
that that
whatever.
will be the hopefully there'll be like this thing one day they can step in it and it just like, you know, makes them into these presentable artists that everybody loves. Like, you know, I'm gonna learn some magic somewhere, black magic.
Hell yeah.
No, but it's cool though because there's a I used to get, it started off, I was getting a lot of people asking me to help them with their writing or singing lessons or writing lessons, anything like that. And I didn't have anything prepared. So I kind of started doing it because it was getting requested. And then I'm slowly turning it into, I don't even know what to call it, just an artist collective, I guess.
I think that's awesome, man.
But it's, I think it's as I get myself more, you know, because I took some time off as far as like, you know, shows and like putting out music and stuff because I've moved to Texas. I was living like in the middle of nowhere for a while, just recording like church acts and just anything I can get for money. And the industry has taken such a turn that it's, you sometimes you have to step back and like try to see what's going on. And I think when I did, you know, I realized that it was a lot different. You know, records aren't really being recorded, at least they're not being put out. It's more of a digital release type thing. So labels are kind of obsolete because all they really offer is a distro deal.
Mm-hmm.
And so that way, you know, you can get your albums in stores and whatnot. And of course, the connections are cool, but I mean, I'm seeing artists that are 19, 20 years old that are doing way more by themselves than what they're doing once they signed a Universal or any of these major labels that basically just capitalize on what the artist did before they were with them.
Yeah, they shelve them half the time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've been trying to understand the whole industry plant term. Like, I guess I get it. You know, it's somebody that they feel is the viewer feels was made overnight and is too big for their own britches. And I don't know, it kind of seems like the old school term of like a sellout or whatever, but it seems like a great opportunity. I mean, you know, that's kind of what you want to do as an artist is you want to be heard, you know, you want to be big, you want to be able to eat and pay bills and shit. Like, so if selling out is, you know, the wrong thing to do, then it just doesn't make sense. But
I think most people hate on it, but then when they see the check, they're like, "Well,
yeah, I think
this justifies it."
Yeah, you lose the personal connection with your fans. I think is what, you know, everyone's worried about when they see an artist they love go mainstream. And you know, I think that's why I have Cannibal too. Is like if I ever were to get into that limelight again, I would still want to be able to talk to everybody. Like I've never stopped. Like you can always find my Facebook and my Twitter and Instagram, like my inboxes, like I'm always in them. I've never really have not answered anybody ever. That's how Skylit Drive got big, was MySpace. It was me messaging people and talking to people all over the, you know, the world. And then with the emo night thing, I didn't even know that I thought I knew Emo Night LA was doing it. I was actually in LA when that started, and then it started spreading like wildfire. And then emo was like huge, and I was getting calls to host emo nights, which I kind of thought was a joke at first. I didn't know if like I was really, you know, if it would have been a rewarding thing, but it actually was, because there was a lot of people that got into my music after I was in the bands and then got a chance to meet and talk about things. And so it's been really it's been rewarding, to say the least. Like I'm kind of glad it's kind of moved on, because now I'm like, okay, I can be on stage. I remember what this was like. And you know, I miss being able to be in contact with people and make new friends, and the whole challenge of, you know, outselling other people and, you know, having the biggest night was kind of fun. I kind of got back into wanting to compete and be successful. It's nice feeling because there's a lot of emo nights.
I've actually
There's
never been to
literally-
it. I've never been to an emo night, but I hear they're pretty badass and a lot of fun.
I had never gone to one until I hosted one, so I didn't really know what to expect.
And it's just all the jams we all love from back in the day, like Warped Tour scene, just all night, and everyone just singing and screaming their ass off.
Yeah, it's
That's
pretty
awesome.
crazy.
That's awesome.
It's like when you're at a show and then everyone knows the song they play in between the bands, but it's
Right.
like that for 5 hours.
Oh man, I gotta
So
go.
it's cool.
I gotta go.
I think it brings back a lot of memories for people and it gets them out of their daily routine, which is sweet. Because I met a shit ton of 30 people over in their 30s, you know, that were like, yeah, I don't go to shows no more. I don't even know that if you're releasing music. I just came out because I saw your name, and they didn't even know what it was about. So it's kind of cool. It's having a big emo revival, which I don't know what's going to happen as far as, you know, COVID's really fucked shit up. So I think a lot of these bands from that time are ready to tour and, you know, release music again and stuff. And COVID kind of knocked that all down. So I know that there's a lot of people wondering what, you know, because I don't want to quit doing music, whatever it is that I do end up doing. I don't want to have to not do it. So it's like, if I could tour again in any project, I probably would do it now that the emo nights riled me up.
Reinvigorated the juices.
Yeah, I've been brainstorming, trying to think of what would be the most, you know, beneficial for everybody.
What do you
want to just put,
what do you jam like in your spare time that maybe like gives you inspiration? Like what genres are you jamming in your spare time?
I mean, for the last couple of years, it's been nothing but like Lil Peep and Juice WRLD. Suicide Boys. I don't know. I liked a lot of that SoundCloud stuff when it was popping. I don't know. I guess it's all changed. It's probably a new fucking.
But you're more like a hip hop head on the side.
Yeah, I mean, I always have liked hip hop. That's like when I went to make the Watchout There's Ghost record. I didn't even really know anything about EDM or dance music or rave shit. It was like I brought my examples was Kanye West's 808 and Heartbreaks. I wanted stuff like that in the Flashing Lights song. And so, yeah, I've always kind of enjoyed hip hop. I love making it. That's mainly what I do.
So that kind of leads me into one of my questions. That's kind of like whatever happened to JB DJ?
JB DJ? Well, that was me and DJ trying to learn, you know, we had just gotten our first computers with recording programs and stuff. And I think that was us kind of just trying to learn how to do it and show other people that we could so that we could kind of, you know, get clientele and whatnot. Definitely, I was talking to him like just a couple of days ago because he's in Australia now. He's been touring with Head PE for like 5 years.
Oh shit! Hell yeah!
But I think he just announced his departure from them, and he has a solo project which is hip hop, and it's actually really good. It's called I think if you look up DJ Black, or no wait, it's 209 or shit. What is it? I think it's 209 Black or Black 209 DJ. Got it. Something like that. But if you look up DJ Black, I'm sure you'll be able to find it. He wanted to escape. I guess there was multiple DJ Blacks, and so he changed it just the other day. I don't know why, I can't remember. But he's an amazing. He's a really good rapper. He's always been a good rapper. He comes from a freaking. He used to be in a band called Return from Exile, which was like a really heavy metal band. And when he joined Watchout There's Ghost, that was his band previous to that. So it was really weird that we crossed paths, but we did and became best friends. And then he replaced the original guitarist. And probably like 2 or 3 months into the year, I think the original guy only did like 2 or 3 tours and then quit.
Huh. What
Yeah.
album would you take to an island if you can only take one album?
Damn. I don't know. Probably a compilation of my own shit.
A burnt mixed CD of some kind.
I'd probably just make a big mix CD of my own stuff and just listen to it because it reminds me of things that I don't necessarily remember off the top of my head anymore. I don't know. I kind of some kid the other day was talking about Raising Alexandria, which was a project I did with the singer Aaron Pauley.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
in Of Mice and Men.
Mm-hmm.
This is back before then. We had a Christian band together, and I played keyboards, and he sang and played guitar. And it was very short lived. I was only in it for a month or two, but some kid messaged me, and this is a pretty funny story actually. He had taken DMT, and he was talking to me about. He sent me the time signet, whatever it happened in the song, and was asking me what it meant and all this stuff. And I listened to it, and it's literally just kind of like it's just a musical part. There's no lyrics or anything, and I'm just kind of thinking, what do I tell this kid? Like, he must.
You gotta blow his mind with your answer.
Yeah, and so I told him, there's frequencies and harmonies and music and stuff, and DMT is a beautiful thing. I don't suggest it to the weak of heart, but I've done it. It's pretty fun. It's definitely a reward. You don't want to do it all the time. And so I kind of knew what he was talking about because I remember I was listening to like liquid dubstep at the time and like sounding like water dripping down the wall, which doesn't even have a sound, but on DMT it does. And so I embraced him, and I told him I was actually really honored that the dude thought that my music had this hidden message in it. And I listened to it like over and over again, like, what could he possibly be thinking? He said the singer of Emarosa, I forget, is it Andrew something?
I know it's not Craig, but I don't know the new
I'm
guy's.
not
I don't know the
familiar,
new guy's name.
But I know they have a new singer, or
they might be on their third. They might be on their
third singer, yeah. Because I toured when Chris was in the band.
Yeah.
Their original singer, who's the Like Moss, the Flames.
Yep.
He used to be in it when Skylit Drive toured with them, and like we met up with them in Kentucky and did like 10 days together, I think. But yeah, he said that guy, the Emarosa, and this Raising Alexandria project there was some hidden message in the music, and we needed to, not be down on ourselves. And it was really strange because it's like one of those Sundays where you just had too much time to think about shit. And the kid like slid in my DMs on Instagram and was like telling me all this stuff. And it was like, I don't know, it was really strange, but
it's still kind of cool. Still kind of cool.
Yeah, the kid. I don't think the kid's. I couldn't tell you where he's from. I don't think he's from America. He was from a different country. So that was another thing too. I was like, what the fuck? Like, it's weird. They only printed, X amount of copies of the Skylit Drive EP. It sold out like the first week, and they never printed it again. So when people are still, I know it's on the internet and whatnot, but it's strange that people would keep going and looking it up. Like I don't know, I haven't really done that with too many bands. I've started doing it since then just to see if everything's still available on the internet. But yeah, it's like a time capsule on YouTube. You can find pretty much anything.
Music is universal, my friend. It really is.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. It's definitely kept me going in the right direction, whichever that is, as long as I'm not stagnant. I mean, I've always enjoyed playing music and, collabing and creating. That's the only time I actually feel some self-worth is when I create something that might reach somebody else.
What would you say? No, I'm sorry.
You go ahead.
What would you say your time like with Tragic Hero was? Would you say it was a good experience working with Tragic?
Yeah, I think we were both pretty new to the they had they had released a couple records with like Alisana was out, and Kiss for Jersey, and My Hero Is Me, and a couple other bands, but they were a pretty fresh label compared to, you know, Rise Records. You know, the funding was different, and the opportunities were a little, you know, we got everything that that guy had to offer. I mean, if he had it, we got it. And I still think to this day, like the best recordings I've done have been with Tragic's producer, Kit Walters. That guy taught me a lot in a very short amount of time too.
Do you have
I don't know if you,
do you happen to have the demos before you saw Kit?
I have heard them on YouTube, but no, I don't have them. But somebody put them on the internet.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go check those out another time.
Yeah, it's called like Industry Demos. You can find it, and they've you know, the industry demos are so ear piercing, like so hard to listen to. So it's Tragic. I think, in my opinion, took a really big. They took a big chance having us come out there and re-record on their budget and whatnot, because I guess, well, back then, you know, you really couldn't do much for the vocalist. If he sucked, he sucked. You know, nowadays they could auto-tune, pitch correct, and basically mold you into a completely different voice just with, you know, processing and whatnot. But back then, it wasn't like that. Like, you actually had to hit your notes and do it over and over and over and over again. Like, I've done songs that sound, you know, they're in the same vein as those recordings. Like, I did a song with Matt Good in his studio, the guitar player from First to Last. And we did the whole song in like 2 hours. And, you know, because if you kind of hit it, if you get pretty close to the note, you can just clean it up and then it's there. And I mean, it helps when it's time consuming and you don't have a lot of time, but I feel bad for these vocalists who don't understand that they're going to have to go do that live, and people are cutthroat.
Yeah.
You know, they could be the least talented fucking dude in the world, and they're still going to tear you apart if they get the opportunity to. So I don't know. I've heard a lot of very impressive records, and then have gone out to see the bands, and I'm like, oh no. You know, I'm sitting there like I'm feeling for him. I'm like, oh buddy, like
we all have a bad show.
Your label pushed this, didn't he?
So is Speak of the Devil still active or completely retired?
Is what?
Speak of the Devil still active at all?
No, I tried to get that going, and then it just ended up being me and producers, which I guess what I should have done is I probably should have just hired some live musicians and then went and toured and played the music, since I was only trying to do it because every time I'd put out some electronic stuff, I'd get 50 people asking where the old shit was. So it's kind of, I kept releasing stuff in that genre just so, you know, I can keep people around to show them my other stuff. But it was fun thing to do because I got to produce the video, and I like doing that. I'm really into writing video scripts and would like to do that in the future a lot more. But
yeah, this was a fun project. I enjoyed this one a lot.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing. I had a lot of fun shooting the video too. The girl, one of the females in there, is actually was a fan of Skylit Drive for like a really long time. We used to go out to the Bay, and she used to always be there. And then she moved to Sacramento, and I got to have like a lot of really good friends in there. So it's kind of cool. It was a fun experience to shoot your own, like, you know, write something that, because the film dudes usually aren't too open to doing what you want. They kind of they got their own idea, but these dudes just let all they did was pretty much man the cameras and pick the angles and whatnot, which I think they did a good job on. The original video is like 8 minutes long. There's like some before footage and then after footage.
Some acting.
Yeah. So there was some nudity and it was a really nice little short film, but I don't know, it didn't last on YouTube. I guess it got taken down.
Yeah, YouTube hates seeing nudity.
Yeah.
Who's
Emo girl nudity? Who doesn't want that, right?
We all love boobies. But who's an artist that you've always wanted to collab with that you have not got a chance to work with?
Well, definitely would have loved to collab with Lil Peep. That's
a good one.
That was definitely one of the first things I thought when I heard him back in the day. It was like, man, like I want to give this guy a fucking chorus. Shit, not gonna happen. But it got me super hooked. A friend of mine, Etienne, was kind of the one that turned me on to him when I was kind of going through some of the similar struggles that artist had himself. But I got introduced to that whole world at that time, like the whole SoundCloud, like Xanax thing. Like I thought I was just, taking my pills and like losing time, but people are making fucking money off of it.
It's amazing what people can do on drugs, man.
Yeah, I definitely, there's a lot of producers, I see that I would like to work with. As far as, I still haven't done a song with Kurt Travis, which, I've been supporting and going to his show since I was 16, and love everything he's done. He's one
of my favorite vocals.
Guy. He's someone, he's a friend you can call anytime you need, and he'll be there for you and pick you up when you're down. He came and stayed out at my apartment about a little over a year ago, and then we hosted an emo night together in Houston. And so that was pretty cool. I don't know. I haven't really thought about that before. I'll collab with anybody. Like I just enjoy creating music.
What if like a country artist hit you up one day? Would you down?
If it's Florida Georgia line, I'll do it.
Hell yeah!
I'll write their next banger for them.
I love it.
Yeah, I actually grew up on country music. A lot of the music was different back then than it is now, the country. But I don't know. I'd like to do a song with Ronnie Radke.
I can see that totally working.
I can see that being a cool thing. I guess we're pretty, kind of do the same stuff, but I kind of
the hip hop would definitely come out. The hip hop would definitely be coming out.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, maybe we can actually pull out the real things we want to do that everyone tries to hate on, but it's actually really cool. I think that I don't know. I never toured with Falling or Escape. My buddy Craig from back in the day became the singer of Escape the Fate when I was recording the Watchout record. And I hadn't heard of them before. He had told me when we were touring together he was going to join this band, and I forgot about it. And I was walking down the street one day, and this random number called me, and he was like, "Hey, you emo faggot, you walking down Sunset?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Get ready to get your ass beat." And like these dudes dressed in all 80s shit come flying at me. And I'm like getting ready to get my ass beat. And then Craig comes around the corner and like he's all 80s out and shit.
He's got his Motley Crue swag going.
Yeah. And he got his new thing. Cause I know we were both in a weird spot with when he was in Blessed to Fall and I was in Skylit. We were both kind of like, what are we doing? This is fun, but I think we belong somewhere else. And I think he's done pretty well with the band. I haven't really followed him or anything, but one of my producers was friends with Ryan Siemens, who was the drummer of Falling in Reverse. And I made friends with him one summer that I was down there recording. I think it was when I was trying to do the Speak of the Devil project, and I ended up getting to meet Jackie Vincent, who was the guitar player in Falling, out in Vegas. And so when Warped Tour came around that year, went and hung out with them, and I actually got to meet Ronnie and see the whole thing that everyone's always like, oh, it's super strict. You know, you can't party, you can't do anything around him. And it's like, well, good for him. Like, I know a lot of people are against that, but I'm watching these fucking Twitches, the streams of him, and he's just like, you know, he seems like an actor almost. Like, he's so well put together. Like, he has the whole lead singer thing down to the T, which is, you know, it's inspiring for somebody who's had attention but not known how to deal with it like my whole entire life. Like, I'm always like, I should do that. Like, that seems like a much smarter thing than what I did. He's definitely bounced back from a hard time, and not too many people ever get down a dark road such as the one that he was on, and then could get, you know, to be such a popular artist. So I don't know, I probably could learn some things from him if I could sit in a room.
I feel like that we all as a community of fans could somehow make this happen by tagging him and getting you guys to DM. So we'll get to work on it.
Yeah, we'll try. I mean, I definitely would give it a, you know, a very sober effort. I'd come sober and I'd respect all the rules.
A sober effort. I love it. I love it.
I mean, he seems fucking happier than I am, and he's sober. So, I mean, if anyone thinks that, you know, getting to that point is impossible, like, man, that guy just makes it look fun. And he got an attractive girlfriend or wife. I'm not sure. Has his back, and he has a cool chair, you know, for his streams.
It's got a badass gaming chair. Well, hell yeah, sir. This is a lot of fun, man. I leave you with one final question. All the time I ask people if they can do an intro for me. So I'm wondering if you could just say, you know, I'm Jordan, blah, blah, blah. Anything you want to plug. You're watching local band Smokeout. As simple as that.
Okay. What was the last thing you said?
Just you're watching local band Smokeout.
Local band Smokeout. Oh, I didn't even have any weed.
No worries. I'll hit it.
Were you smoking? I didn't even know this.
I got a sativa cart so I could stay focused right now.
Nice.
It's some sour tangy.
You're gonna have to send me some of those out to Texas. I can never find shit out here unless I want to go stand on the corner.
I know some people in Texas. I could probably send them your way.
Sweet.
We'll keep it close.
All right. Well, I can do that.
Appreciate it.
Just whenever?
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
All right. What's up? This is Jordan Blake. Thank you for watching local band Smokeout. And should I do that again?
Yeah, I like to keep the mess ups a little bit, so I'll like chop it a cool way. But yeah, go for it one more time.
Okay. Why don't you say so local band Smokeout?
Yeah, just
say that first and then who I am, or
whatever. If you can plug something too if you want.
Okay, I'll try that.
All right, cool.
What's up? This is Jordan Blake, and you are watching local band Smokeout. Check them out and make sure to look me up on Instagram and Twitter, and I guess that's it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
That's awesome. Man, this is a lot of fun, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you reaching out. I hadn't done anything since that one I did the other day. And then
yeah, Ryan's actually my buddy, so I told him that I was gonna do this, and he was like, "Oh hell yeah, blah blah blah."
Nice.
So I'm sure he'll be watching it also. That demo team is pretty cool.
Right on. How long do you post these, like once a month?
I do live streams every Tuesday and Thursday, and my premise is I review any artist around the world. It's completely free promotion, any genre. If you jump on the live streams or a day of, just comment your band, comment your hip hop artist, your DJ track, whatever, and we play it on the live, and fans vote who gets to who's the winner, and we play one more song from that artist. Otherwise, daily I do about 2 or 3 submissions that I receive. Those range from garage bands to literally an As A Like Dying that just has like a PR team in Australia that is just submitted to me. And some of those bigger ones I usually don't do because they're not really the premise of the show. The premise of the show is kind of local bands getting a little push, kind of like what you do with Cannibal. So that's why I thought that was so cool when you said all that.
Yeah, definitely cool. We'll have to do something more when I have, more information as far as like, how to, because I pretty much have just putting it out there, that anyone could just reach me and then I'd work with them anyways, as long as they're dedicated and want to, make music, something they do with their life, then I'm probably going to be interested in working with them. I'm definitely not scouting or like, picking people for being better than others, because I remember when I first started, like, and I've definitely came a long way. So I try to give everyone that same encouragement. Like, if you keep trying, you probably could be the biggest artist. You just have to try.
Just can't give up.
I didn't know I could sing until I tried. I mean, I didn't grow up in choir or anything, so I definitely didn't know that I didn't know that screaming was something you could just do if you wanted to, but it kind of, emotions help too. You kind of got to be in your feels to write good music. That's the only thing I try to tell people is when they ask, how did you do this or that? It's like, I don't know, man, I'm fucked up. Like, I try to channel it into music. That's why I'm staying out of hotels right now because COVID kind of fucked shit up as far as like with my job and my girl's job. So hotels are like where I'm having to have the studio right now. But it's like, if I don't have the studio in here, I'd go fucking crazy with the quarantine and shit.
Right.
I probably spend 16 hours a day sitting behind it. So it's crazy. And I had to, when it first hit, I had to sell a lot of my gear to, to pay for the rooms and whatnot. So it's like having less stuff has been has actually made me think better, because I used to have so much fucking shit. Now I just have like a keyboard and a drum pad, and like I used to have like a couple pairs of speakers. Now I just have one, and I feel like I'm writing better than I have like in the last 10 years. So it's a trip.
Yeah, it's not the gear, man. It's the talent. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, Jordan, it was an honor and a pleasure, sir. I wish you nothing but success.
Yeah, definitely, and stay in contact, and I'll do the same, and I'll make a post for you after this. Send me some links.
I appreciate it, man. Have yourself an excellent evening.
Opportunity to talk.
Oh, the pleasure's all mine. Thanks, dude. Cheers, and enjoy the rest of your night.
Thanks, man.